Scott Bessent, meanwhile, taken to the international stage at the IMF and boom, knocking it out of the park. This is the best I have seen Scott, okay? He's Treasury Secretary. He's not a professional TV personality. And he, it sometimes comes across, right? He's not the big sort of whatever that you would get from the TV side of things. But what he says matters. He is an extremely smart person. He understands how to do these deals. And here he sent China a message at the IMF. Think about it. China's economy is just as large as ours nearly. Well, not quite, but they're around 18, 19 trillion, right? We're somewhere around 27. Maybe I have that number. I'm going to double check it while we listen to Scott. But Scott had a very direct and important message for China and the IMF to hear today. I want to play it for you.
Here in the United States, we know we need to get our fiscal house in order. The last administration ran up the largest peacetime deficit in our nation's history. The current administration is committed to fixing this. We are open to critique, but we will not abide the IMF failing to critique the countries that most need it, principally surplus countries. In line with its core mandate, the IMF needs to call out countries like China that have pursued globally distorted policies and opaque currency practices for many decades. I also expect the IMF to call out unsustainable lending practices by certain creditor countries.
Exactly. By certain creditor countries, he does mean China. Okay, so China, has some funny things that it does. I do want to point out my numbers were, I think, a year or two old. 2025 numbers, U.S. is looking to have GDP of roughly around $30 trillion versus China coming in at almost 20 trillion. So that's far larger. That's like 5 times larger than the third largest economy in the world, which belongs to Germany at nearly $5 trillion. So yes, we are by far the largest. It's why we matter. It's why we have this kind of weight and sway, if you would, on the international stage when it comes to these trade deals. But China's like a big boy now, and they need to put on their big boy pants, because guess what? You can't get away with all that emerging market developing nation stuff anymore, China. You've actually become the second largest economy in the world. So you got to play by the rules. Thank you very much. And Bessent making it clear. Watch.
Going forward, the bank must set firm graduation timelines for countries that have long since met the graduation criteria. Treating China, the second largest country in the world, as a developing country is absurd.
Thank you. It is absurd, totally absurd. In other words, I remember, I did this story, it might have been at Fox a number of years ago, and they had this like ozone hole layer thing going on, and everybody was worked up, because we have to watch out for the ozone layer, and I get it. Whatever. There was this one little area in China that wasn't doing anything to watch out for the ozone layer. And the excuse is, we're a developing nation. We're a developing nation. Maybe we get to run coal plants and this, that, and the other because we're a developing nation. We're a developing nation. Well, I think you guys are pretty developed. You're the second largest economy in the world. Congrats to you. But that means it's time to shore things up. And, the currency manipulation, which they are the masters of. Look, I know we print too, everybody prints, whatever, but they are really and truly the masters of for currency manipulation and intellectual property theft, you name it. They have put us at a disadvantage. And I think the time has come when all that needs to change, and it is changing, and that's good news.